สวัสดีครับแล้วก็พบกันอีกครั้งหนึ่งสำหรับการอบรมเชิงปฏิบัติการเรื่องการฝึกออกเสียงภาษาอังกฤษ pronunciation workshop ในบ่ายวันนี้นะครับซึ่งในบ่ายวันนี้นั้นโรงเรียนวังไกรมูลก็ได้รับเกียรตินะครับจากอาจารย์ซึ่งมาจากออสเตรเลียนะครับตอนนี้อาจารย์ก็เป็นอาจารย์ประจำที่สถาบันราชภัฏจังหวัดพระนครศรีอยุธยานะครับซึ่งเป็นผู้เชี่ยวชาญด้านการสอนการออกเสียงในวันนี้นั้นอาจารย์ก็จะพูดถึงเรื่องของ sound of English and student phonetic problems และตอนที่2นั้นจะเป็นเรื่องของ pronunciation of English words ในตอนแรกนี้อาจารย์ก็จะพูดถึงเรื่องของ sound of English and students phonemic problems ครับคืออาจารย์เดวิดเนลสันขอเชิญครับ
Welcome to the workshop. Now, I'd like to start off by asking you a question. How important do you think that pronunciation is? If I asked you to give pronunciation a score from 0 to 100%, okay, according to how important you think pronunciation is, what do you think? Do you think it's like 0, not important at all? Do you think it's 100%, the most important thing? How do you feel about that? Just think about that. What do you feel? Do you feel about, who feels about 10 or 20% important? 65? Who feels that way about 60 or 70? Who feels about 80 or 90? Who feels like 100%? Who feels less? You know, it's like 40 or 50. Do you feel like that? No? Or less than that? No? Oh, well, now what I'm going to do today in this workshop is I'm going to try and take some of the mystery out of pronunciation, because a lot of people, a lot of teachers find it a bit confusing, and especially when they see phonemes, you know, those funny letters that you see, you know, if you see that in the dictionary or something like that, they get very confused, you know, and oh, I don't want to know, I don't want to know. But it's not just that, and in fact it can be very helpful for you in your teaching. I'd like to give you some pointers on some tips on how you can identify, how you can diagnose your student problems, and how you can give advice and training to your students to help improve their pronunciation. We normally think about pronunciation as a speaking problem, yeah? You know what I mean? A speaking problem, that it's that you can't say the word correctly. That's what people normally think about pronunciation. It's also a listening problem, because with pronunciation, part of the problem is that the students can't hear what you're saying properly. I'll give you an example. I have a student, her name is Sean, right? And one day I said to her, I said, that's a very nice name, Sean. It's actually, did you know that Sean is the past tense of shine, you know? So when I hear your name, I think of sunshine, you know? And so she thought that was very nice, you know? But then I asked her, how do you spell your name? And she said, Cho Chang. I said, oh, hang on. Cho Chang. So it's not Sean, is it? It's Chon. And she said, yeah. And I said, well, what is it? Is it Sean or Chon? And she said, huh? What? And I said, is it Sean or Chon? And she said, yeah, that's my name. She thought I was a bit crazy. It's that she couldn't hear the difference between sh and ch. She couldn't hear it. So this is probably the first barrier, the first problem that you have to deal with pronunciation, is that your students have a listening problem, that they can't hear what you're saying. It's also a speaking problem as well. That we can't say some sounds from a foreign language. We have difficulty. And later on, I'm going to have a closer look at that, and you might learn some strange things about that. I'll give you a short example now. You saw this with patchery before, you know? You know this sound? It's ng. And we have it at the end of a lot of English words that are spelled like singing or talking or laughing. Okay? It's a very common sound in English. Okay? What's the Thai word for snake? What's the Thai word for snake? Ngu, isn't it? No. No, yeah. And the word for a snake is ngu, isn't it? The snake is ngu. Yeah? Okay. If you want to see something funny, okay, if you meet a teacher who's American or English or Australian, teach them the word snake, okay? And they'll say, right, snake, it's nagu, nagu, is that right? Goo. They can't say ngu, you know, but we can say it at the end of the words. So why can't we say it at the beginning? Isn't that mysterious? Isn't that strange? You see, so it's more than just that you don't know a sound. It's also that you can't hear a sound, or that you can't say a sound in the right way. You can say it another way. You can say it at the end of the word, but you can't say it at the beginning. So these are the kind of issues that we're going to look at in the workshop. Now, a lot of teachers, when they talk about learning language, they'll talk about grammar, vocabulary. Okay, so like, you know, these are like pillars of language learning. And I'll tell you that these are the important things that you have to learn, your grammar and your vocabulary. Okay? But when you learnt English, you had to learn something else, right? What did you learn? I can think of one thing that you had to learn. That I don't have to learn this if I learn French, but you have to learn this if you learn English. What is it? Oh, it's not so hard to. Oh yeah. How about alphabet? Alphabet. The alphabet, you know? That's something that's another thing that you have to learn if you're a Thai person trying to learn English. Or if you're an English person trying to learn Thai, you have to learn a whole new alphabet. And pronunciation, yes, is another thing like that. Because I've learnt German, and it's not so hard. I found it quite easy to pronounce German words. The pronunciation is not very different. But for a Thai person learning English, it is very different. And for an English person learning Thai, okay, it's very different. You know, it's very hard. It's taken me like about 2 or 3 years just so that I can hear Thai words. Before that, I couldn't hear Thai. When Thai people spoke, you know what I would hear? I'd hear blah 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 blah. I wouldn't hear words. I couldn't tell the difference between different sounds and different letters. It was a mystery to me. It just sounded like babble. And that's true of my students too. Sometimes when I speak English to them, they hear blah 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 blah. That's what they hear. So this is something which can also affect your language development, which can affect the student's language development, because if they don't know the sounds of English, then how can they learn to speak? And how can you teach them in English? How can they understand what you're saying? When you try to teach them, they're just going to hear blah, 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 blah if you speak English to them. And so then that means that, well, you have to teach everything in Thai. But then the disadvantage of that is that they don't get much experience in English. So pronunciation is very important for the student's whole language development. Not just speaking, but also listening, and also other things as well, their whole language. It's important for all that. Now today, we're going to be looking at English sounds and English words as well. Tomorrow we'll be looking more at things like English sentences and standing up the front somewhere and speaking to someone. We'll do that tomorrow. But today, we're going to look at sounds and words. Don't worry, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, okay? I think sometimes people try to make it too complicated, but it's not that complicated. I'll try to keep it simple. What's the difference between a mat and a bat? Why do we hear two different words when we hear that? The sounds that we make with our mouths are made up here and they're also made down here as well. They're made by the vibration of our vocal cords and they're made by the shape of our mouth. We divide sounds up into two main types, consonants and vowels. Okay, you probably know that already. Don't get confused. When we say consonants, and vowels, when we're talking about pronunciation, it's different to spelling, right? Like you know that in spelling, writing English, that the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, okay? And consonants are everything else. It's not quite like that with speaking, because with speaking, the vowel sounds, there are many vowel sounds. And we do write them with these letters, but sometimes we write them with a combination of letters, but more than one letter. So when we're speaking, it's not letters that come out of our mouth, it's sounds. Now the difference in speaking between consonants and vowels is that vowels are more open. Oh, that your mouth is open. Oh, and the sound, the air comes out freely, and there's sound in here. You can say vowels very loud. Ah, you know, but it's difficult to say consonants very loud, you know, like s, s, because consonants are more restricted. A consonant sound is some kind of restriction in the mouth which cuts down the sound. There are different kinds of, but some consonants have sound here, some consonants don't. But all vowels have sound, they have sound here. The first one I'm going to look at is the consonants and how we talk about making consonants. Now this isn't just academic, this isn't just for fun. This is because if your students have a problem with the sound, sometimes you have to explain to them how to do it. Like for example, this one. So what happens if your students say, these or these? What do? You can say to them, no, don't say it like that. You have to say it like this. These. But as I said before, remember I said before, sometimes they can't hear. They can't hear the difference, okay? And so sometimes the students, you know, sitting there, they don't know what to do, you know. The teacher's getting angry at me, but I don't know why. I can't hear what he's saying, you know. Sometimes you need to be able to explain to the student what to do with your mouth. You have to say to the student, okay, with this one here, the you have to put your tongue between your teeth and make the sound like that. The, and it's got a voice down there. So if you hold your hand here, you can feel a voice. The. But with this one, it's very similar in the mouth here, okay? But no sound down here. This. These. So it's actually helpful to know this when you're teaching your students, because sometimes you have to explain it to them. You have to say to them, this is how you do it, you know, with your mouth. So I've got a picture there on page 9. Page 9. You don't have to remember all the words today, but basically there's those 8 numbers. They're places along the mouth which sounds are made. Let me give you an example, okay? What's number 3? What's number 3? Yeah, alveolar, okay? I'll give you an example of an alveolar sound. Okay? Inside your mouth, can you feel behind your teeth, can you feel that little lump in there behind your teeth? That you have your teeth and then it's got a lump there behind your teeth? Can you feel that? In there? And can you feel that when you say that your tongue goes up here, up there towards the alveolar ridge? Can you feel that? And can you feel the air? The air comes along and then it makes a hissing sound as it comes through. Can you feel that? Yeah? So that's what these places are for. I want you to try something now. Try to do the same thing, okay? But do it post-alveolar.
Alveolar.
What's
S.
yeah, number 4, post-alveolar. Try it.
Alveolar. Number 3.
Yeah? Okay? Now, can you feel the difference between s and sh? Okay? So your tongue, okay, this is your mouth, your tongue is like here. Shh. And can you feel that? Can you feel inside your mouth? Can you feel your tongue moving?
Palatal.
Can you feel your tongue go back? Okay? So that's one thing about sounds, is the place. Another thing about the sound is the type of airflow.
T.
Do they sound different? Yeah?
Center. T.
Why do they sound different? What's the difference between C and T?
C and T.
Tell me, what happens in your mouth?
T.
Yeah?
T,
That's right.
T,
T. So what's the difference between sa and ta? What's the difference?
Ta.
C and T. T, C, T, C, T, C, T, C, T, C, T. Feels almost the same place, doesn't it? It's the same place back here, behind the teeth, at that alveolar ridge. Okay, but what's the difference between s and t? What's the difference?
Win.
You give in?
Win your win.
Yeah. With the t, okay. Feel your tongue. Your tongue closes the air, and there's a little bit of pressure, and then the air comes out. T, like that. I drew a picture of that on page 9. An oral stop. You understand what I mean? An oral stop? It stopped, the sound that the air is stopped, okay? And then t, in a little explosion of air out of your mouth. That's an oral stop. Whereas a fricative, which is on page 10, that's like a s, is a hissing sound. And that's the difference between s and t. S is a fricative, it's got a s of air, but t is a plosive, it's an oral stop. T. You see?
ลักษณะลิ้นจะอยู่ตำแหน่งเดียวกันแต่ว่าเสียงที่เสียงเชจะเป็นเสียงเหมือนระเบิดออกมา
จะเป็น oral stop ไง
กักไว้แล้วก็ปล่อยออกมาแต่ถ้าตัว S นี่คือมันจะสีออกมา
Okay. How about try dry?
dry
try
Try dry. Try dry. Try dry.
try
What's the difference?
stronger
What's the difference between try and dry?
dry
Good girl. Yes. Voice and voiceless. T and d are the same, but d has voice. Yeah. T,
try
d.
dry try
If that's what I just said, t, d, okay? The vibration is like this. You understand? There's no voice on the t. On the there's voice, yeah. But with d, there's voice all the way. It comes out with the voice. The t, the plosive is with the voice. But here it's t. The voice comes after the plosive, the oral stop. Now, affricate. This is one which confuses a lot of students. And like before with my student Sean, okay, there's a problem with this type of sound, the affricate.
affricate
Okay, we've got t. That's what we said before. Sh. That's a sh. And affricate is like this. What it is, it's a little puff of air, and after it you have a hiss. You have a hiss after it. Ch. Often in English it's spelled. It's got like that, ch, like church, or choose, or cheese. Let me compare them for a moment. T, ch, t, ch. Can you hear the t? Can you hear it? T, ch, ch. Can you hear that? Can you hear the T in there? The t. Can you hear it? Now let's compare these two. Sh and ch. Sh and ch. Can you hear them? Can you hear that in that? Can you hear it? Can you feel it? So it's both of them together in a short time. Ch. It's a little stop and a little hiss after it. I showed that in the picture there. On page 10. An African. Now let's turn to page 11. You see the pictures there. I'm sorry, they look a bit like bad breath, don't they?
No.
You know, these pictures, don't they? But it's not bad breath. It's a flow of sound. With a nasal stop, the flow of sound is out through your nose. Okay? Okay?
Mommy.
The air is coming out here. It's not coming out here. I say with my mouth open, but there's no air. There's no air here. The air is here. Can you feel that? And then, of course, there's our friend. Now, what's the difference between and in the place? What's the difference in the place? I want you to do it. And tell me about your mouth. What about your mouth? Nice mice. Nice mice. It sounds different, right? Nice mice. Nice mice. So what's happening in your mouth when you say nice mice? With nice. Yeah? Nice. What about your mouth? What's happening? If I'm a student and the student says, Ajahn, how do I do it? What will you say to me about no? How do I do it? Ajahn? Okay. Okay. Put my tongue where? What, in my nose? Where? Where do I put my tongue? Do it again and feel your mouth. Feel your mouth. No. Where's your tongue? La. Alveolar ridge. Yeah. Can you feel that? You have to teach your students to feel their mouth. Okay? You have to feel your mouth when you do this, so that you can compare the different sounds. Okay? So the alveolar ridge. Okay. And the flow of air in your mouth is stopped. There's no air coming out your mouth. The air is coming out your nose. And one final thing about na. What is it? voice. Yeah. Okay. So to say the sound, you put your tongue on your alveolar ridge. You make a sound with your voice and let the air come out your nose. How about If you want to explain to a Falang how to say ngô, what will you tell him to do with his tongue? What does he do with his mouth? Ngô. Where's your tongue? Where's your tongue? The middle? Yeah, where's the middle?
Number 6.
Nga. Sit 10. There's no 10 here. Where's nga? Ngu. Where's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6? Nga.
Number 5.
Yes, good. It's at number 5. It's there at your palate.
Palate.
Okay, so you put the blade of your tongue up on your palate, okay, and stop the air. Let the air come out your nose. So ngô. Can you feel the difference between number 5 and number 6? Number 5 is your palate. Number 6 is your velum. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? I want you to put your tongue up in there. Can you feel that your velum is soft? It's made of meat. But your palate is hard. It's made of bone. Okay? So you can feel the place where it stops. It stops there. Here it's bony, and then it's soft after that. At number 6 is soft. And number 7 is at the back of your mouth. You can probably see my number 7. Okay? That's my number 7. That's the part going down towards there. Okay? That's my number 7 in there, right? Okay, right. The 6 is above that. It's the soft part up there. And the number 5 is the hard part up there. Okay, now, is that all the sounds? Approximants. Approximants are sounds like la, na, no, not na, wa, ya. They're all words in Thai, aren't they? Got the wa, la, ya. Oh, not ja, it's ya, like you. It's not shoe, it's you. Yeah. With approximants, well, you know, approximately, it means like almost, doesn't it? In English, it means almost. The reason why we call it an approximant is because it's almost a vowel. Because the air comes out a lot. There's a lot of air. When you say like la, there's a lot of air coming out. It's almost like a vowel, but it's not a vowel. It's still a consonant. Same with Wa. Wa. There's a lot of air coming out, but it's not a vowel, it's still a consonant. Now, if you, I'll give you a pointer forward to this page, number 15. 15. This is the sounds of English, Australian English. When I say Australian, I'll explain what I mean later on when I talk about accent. Can you see down there, okay, we've got the consonants and the approximants.
Right.
Can you see there the L is a lateral alveolar?
Alveolar.
Yeah.
Lateral and
Now, you know alveolar, right? You know alveolar, it's number 4, right? You remember?
Number 3. Number 3. Number 3.
Okay. La. 3. 3, that's right. And number 3. Okay, alveolar is number 3. Say la. La. Can you feel your tongue touch your alveolar ridge? There? Can you feel it? La. 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 Can you feel your tongue? Here? La. La. Do you know what lateral means? Do you know what lateral means in English? Lateral.
Lateral.
Lateral, you know? What is it? What does lateral mean?
Lateral.
Lateral means on the side. I want you to say la again. La. Where does the sound go? Where does the air go? Where does the air go?
On the side. Lateral.
Can you feel where the air is going in your mouth? This is your mouth. Okay, la. Your tongue is touching, right? You can feel your tongue touch the top of your mouth at number 3 at the alveolar ridge. La. So the air is not going over here. It's going around the sides of your tongue and around here. Can you feel that? The air going around your tongue. La. Goes around your tongue. La. If you think about it, la. La and na are very similar. Very close, yeah? They're both alveolar. They're both at position number 3. Okay? La, na. But with that la, the sides are open and the air goes around the tongue on the sides. La. But with na, the mouth is closed and the air goes out through the nose. You see?
Yes.
Do you like
Yes.
nudan? Nudan. Nudan. Noodle. Oh, noodle. Right. Do your students say nudan? Chop nudan. It's interesting that la and na are very similar sounds, but the students get it wrong like that. And we'll find out later on that that's a feature of mistakes in pronunciation, is that often the students will choose a sound which is close, but it's not right. It's a different sound. Okay, now I have an exercise for you. Teacher, teacher, how do I do this? Let's do an example first. Teacher, teacher, how do I make a Let's refer to our handy little chart on page 15. Can you see F there?
Fricatives.
It's a fricative. Okay, now remember, a fricative has a hissing sound, you know. It's a labiodental. Can you see labial? What's labial mean? What part of your body is labial? Your lips.
Yes.
What part of your body is dental?
Teeth.
Teeth. So a labial dental is lip and teeth. Can you, I have to use the bottom lip, okay?
Upper teeth
And the upper teeth.
lower lip.
That's right. Upper teeth, lower lip,
Lower teeth.
and it's a fricative. Okay, so there's a hissing sound of the air.
บนกับลิ้น
Fa, fa.
จะทำลิ้น
And I want to tell you one thing about this chart here. You see here, they have two together. Pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga. You see, there's two. Two. The first one is no voice. The second one is voiced. Okay, that's what it means. So, with fa is no voice. Fa. But if you do it the same with voice, it is the. The. Fine vine. Fine vine. Fine vine. Vine. It's the same as fa, but you have to add some voice. The. Fa. The. Fine vine. Okay. So, teacher, teacher, how do I do it? How do I do that? Okay. Okay, my student, you have to put your bottom lip between your teeth and you have to make a fricative, okay? And no voice. Okay? And so hopefully your student who is a good student will understand you, right? Hopefully. So now I'm going to be the student. You have to explain to me how to do this. How do I make a pup?
อาจารย์ที่วันนี้ใส่ยังไงพี่อาจารย์อาจารย์เป็นแบบอาจารย์ที่มันเป็นพีเอสของทางแบบ
อ๋อดูแรงของแรงลมที่ออกมาหักกระดาษ
ไม่ใช่เกลียดมาก
ลายเลยกระเซ็นเชื่อ
That letter C in cute, it's actually a k, k, yi, k, yi, k, yi. So it's cute, cute, cute. So Ajahn, how do I do ki? And the x, the x, is actually k, s, x, fix, 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 yeah? Fix. So Ajahn, how do I do that? Now, so I'd like you to divide into groups. Okay, so guys there, you guys there, okay? Now we've got 4 and 2. How would you like to do it? Would you? Is that okay? Like that, 2 people and 4 people. Is that okay? Or do you want to come down here? It's up to you. It's up to you. But 4 groups. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay. I'd like you to explain to me how to do these sounds. How do I do that? How do I do that?
ตัวพีนะครับตัวพีคือเบิร์ด
เนี่ยอันนี้เลบิโอ
I'll give you a hint. That's these. So how do I do that? How do I do that? That, and that. Okay? Go. 5 minutes.